Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a fascinating, if a bit bizarre, case study from the world of social media startups. We're talking about that time Brian Griffin, yes, the dog from Quahug, decided to launch his own video hosting platform. It was an ambitious, chaotic, and ultimately very, very short-lived venture. So, grab your martini, get comfortable, and let's break down the rise and spectacular fall of Brian's would-be YouTube killer. It all started, as many of Brian's ideas do, from a place of intellectual frustration. He was tired of what he saw as the lowbrow, nonsensical content dominating the major platforms. He envisioned a space for true artists, a digital salon for the sophistication, the witty, and the thought-provoking, who wanted long-form essays, poetry readings, and deep-dive political commentary. The platform was pretentiously named Cerebrum, a clear signal of its intended audience. The initial pitch was surprisingly compelling, Prime leveraging his minor local celebrity status and his surprisingly deep Rolodex managed to secure some initial seed funding. Well, I mean, who wouldn't be intrigued by a talking dog pitching a tech startup? He held a press conference at the Drunken Clam, of all places, outlining his vision. He promised a platform free from the tyranny of the algorithm, where content would be judged on merit, not on clickbait titles or flashy thumbnails. He wanted a return to substance over style. A noble goal, right? The development phase was, well, it was something. Brian, not being a coder himself, outsourced the entire project. This led to the first major red flag. The user interface was clunky. It looked like something from the late 90s, and the video player buffered more than it played. The upload process was notoriously difficult, requiring users to fill out a lengthy, almost academic, application for each video, explaining its artistic and intellectual significance. This was his version of quality control, but in reality, it was a massive barrier to entry. Despite the technical issues, Cerebrum launched. For the first 24 hours, it was eerily quiet. Brian's own contenter 45-minute monologue on the decline of the modern novel. A black and white video of him staring thoughtfully out a window were the only videos on the site. The intellectual elite he was trying to court were nowhere to be found. They were, ironically, probably watching cat videos on other platforms. Then, the floodgates opened, but not with the content Brian wanted. Peter, in a moment of misguided support, uploaded a 10-hour video of himself repeatedly falling down the stairs. Stewie, seeing a golden opportunity for chaos, created hundreds of bot accounts to upload sped up, distorted clips from children's television shows, set to industrial music. Quagmire. Well, let's just say his content was immediately and rightfully flagged, trashing the rudimentary moderation system Brian had put in place. The platform quickly descended into the very chaos Brian was trying to escape. Instead of a digital salon, it became a digital landfill. The servers couldn't handle the load. The site was slow, buggy, and filled with the exact kind of lowbrow content he despised. Only now, it was his problem to manage. His dream of an intellectual utopia had turned into a digital recreation of the chaos inside his own house. The financial strain became apparent almost immediately. Server costs were astronomical. The few advertisers he had pulled out when they saw their sophisticated product ads running next to a video of a man fighting a giant chicken. Brian was pouring his own money and a significant portion of the Griffin family's savings into keeping the lights on. He was stressed, exhausted, and his pretentious dream was crumbling around him. The breaking point came during a live-streamed fireside chat with Brian himself. He intended to discuss existential philosophy. BitterChat was flooded with spam memes and requests for Peter to fall down the stairs again. In a moment of pure, unfiltered frustration, Brian went on an epic rant, insulting his users, his investors, and the very concept of online video. It was a complete meltdown, and ironically, it was the most viral piece of content the platform ever produced. Flig. The clip was ripped and re-uploaded everywhere else, becoming a meme overnight. Within a week, Cerebrum was offline. The domain name expired, and the company was quietly dissolved. Brian was left with a mountain of debt and a valuable, if painful, lesson. He learned that you can force an audience to like what you think they should like. The internet has its own culture, its own language. And you can't just build a platform based on disdain for what's popular. You have to understand the user, provide value, and, most importantly, have a functional website. So, what can we, as creators and viewers, learn from this Cerebrum disaster? First, a vision is nothing without execution. A great idea with a terrible user experience is doomed to fail. Second, know your audience. Brian built a platform for an audience that didn't exist, or at least, one that wasn't looking for what he was offering. And finally, perhaps the biggest lesson of all, don't let your ego get in the way. Brian's snobbery was the root of his failure. He looked down on the very people he needed to build his community. In the end, Brian went back to writing his novel. Occasionally posting snarky comments on social media, the very platforms he tried and failed to replace. The story of Cerebrum serves as a hilarious cautionary tale for any aspiring tech mogul. It reminds us that building something successful takes more than just a good idea and a sense of superiority. It takes humility, hard work, maybe, just maybe, an appreciation for a good old-fashioned video of a guy falling down the stairs. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. What do you think? Could a platform like Cerebrum ever actually work? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. We'll see you in the next one.